If X-Men wasn't enough, 2 years later we would get another live-action adaptation of not just one of my favorite comic book superheroes, but my absolute favorite superhero, Spider-Man. My initial reaction? Worry. I hadn't seen a good adaptation of the web-slinger yet, and I was a bit apprehensive. Luckily, my worries were set to rest after seeing the movie. I enjoyed it from start to finish. However, I can't say that it's all that great of a movie. Well, you're thinking, how can that be? Is it a so bad it's good type of thing? No, far from it. It tells the origin story pretty well. It spends equal time developing Peter Parker as becomes Spider-Man as it does developing the villain Norman Osborn, who later becomes the Green Goblin. The action is entertaining. I love the way they shoot Spider-Man swinging through the city. The Spidey costume looks pretty great, and the actor looks great in it. Most of the people had a problem with the Goblin's costume, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a decent update. The climax is pretty awesome, and in fact, many of these shots look like they were lifted directly from the comic panels. So if all this is good, and I enjoyed it, then why don't I think it's a great movie? Well, for one, I never felt like anyone in the movie was real. I know, it's a comic book movie, it's fiction, just hear me out. In this movie, we have the nerd, the best friend, the bully, the overly supportive figure, the mean boss, the mentor, etc. Now, these types of people exist in real life, but the problem was that it seemed like they didn't have an identity outside of that. Everyone seemed more like caricatures of people instead of actual people. Think of the Breakfast Club. Everyone comes in as their respective cliché characters, the rebel, the princess, the athlete, etc. But it's revealed that they have all of these traits within them. This creates layers to the character and makes them seem more real, thus we can connect to them. While I enjoyed watching these characters, I never really related to any of them. It may be the only weak point of the movie, but it's a fairly big one. It just wasn't that big enough to distract from my enjoyment of the film. All in all, it was fun to watch and visually awesome. This is definitely a movie that I wouldn't mind sticking around.